Okay, I'm getting straight to the point. I don't need to explain anything because the title is self-explanatory, but it's Saturday the 13th of March 2021, and I'm deciding to talk to you. Talk to me. I'm 17 right now, and I feel like I'm at this peak of pretentious egotisticality. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm making it one. The first year of sixth form, and I'm kind of already preparing to screw up. I feel like there's this element of overconfidence that's telling me that no matter what happens, I'll be okay. But I truly believe that right now you're in a position where you are happy. How is everyone? Are they doing okay? I wouldn't know because I'm existing now. This is so cringe. What do you look like now? At the moment, you don't think you're attractive, but you've got self-worth. It's mainly a false vibrato to get you through everything, but you'll learn to respect yourself. Just stop thinking that all these people at school know you better than you know yourself. They really don't. How tall are you right now? At the moment, I'm around 5'7", but I tend to find it affects other people way more than it affects me. It's crazy to think at this day and age, height is such a big thing. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Do you remember New York? Have you been back? It was like October 2019. It was a pretty great week. If you haven't been back, then you definitely should. I kind of want to go back. In this world full of comedy and culture, it's ridiculous that I'm stuck in this trash heap, boring ass village. But we're getting a Sainsbury's built that should be open in a few weeks. So it's all good. And at the moment, I spend all of my free time watching films. I'm not sure if they're a big part in your life still, although I imagine they probably are. As well, you got 1,700 films logged on Letterboxd, and your top 10 looks like this. You're a pretentious whore, but you still got the Tarkovsky box set to get through, so you're not that developed. It hasn't seen the light of day yet. How many Criterions have you got now? You still collecting them, or have you bin them as well? Also, do you still listen to Kanye and Kendrick and Kid Cudi and MGMT, or have you matured yet? I feel like I'm 5, I'm 17. I think the thing I fear most is that I'm not doing anything with my life, and that's why at the moment I'm trying to do too much, and in turn I'm doing way too little. I'll end up mediocre at everything, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I won't have any real credibility. What's the hair doing? I beg it doesn't look anything like this. The absolute pain that you've been through having to accept that this was you. Imagine how I feel. It was me a couple of months ago. I'm starting to think this is just me telling you about every regret I've made so far. And sure, you're a pretentious twat, but you'll still end up blaming everything on everyone around you. I'm living in this weird state between existentialism and nihilism. Reality is just one giant messed up tool that we feed off for our own sanity. And wasting time on stuff you didn't have confidence in was probably a big mistake. But never say it's over until you've done the most that you can do. And I know that sounds like cliche advice, but it's probably pretty accurate. You'll probably give up on 90% of things before you've even attempted to overcome them. And that's when you get these problems start to grow and imprint in your mind. Just let the stress go and keep everything under control. You are in control. If you want to go touch the ceiling in 10 seconds and do it, there's nothing stopping you. Embrace power because not enough people do, and it shows. Am I insane? Don't expect everything to be handed to you on a plate either. It's impossible to get a full course meal by sitting in bed all day and skipping school. Do you really think that you're beating the system, or are you just corrupting yourself? Embrace your arrogance as well. The awkward silences need to be filled by something, so it might as well be you. After all, it's not you creating the silence, so why should you care? It's just a waste of time. But with that arrogance, don't start thinking you're better than everyone else, because I know you do that. When I say arrogance, I probably mean confidence. It's bad when you start coming off as ignorant. If anyone asks for anything, just go and help. It's really not that hard, and it's probably better than sitting there on your phone. I saw a poll the other day that asked young people if they looked at their phone more than they looked at your parents. And of 3.2 million responses, 82% of them said yes. Do you know how fucked up that is? It's gotten to the point where media is our reality and reality is becoming a second reality. I mean, look, we've been having online schools and online meetings since December. What's the point in all those classrooms and office blocks that are at the moment empty? I think it'll be interesting to see if there's less of this or more of this in the future. If there's anything I learned in geography, it's that the tertiary sector is growing. Whether that's for better or for worse, there is a change. I mean, look at yourself, look at myself. You still go to bed with a glass of water every night, and the only reason you do is because you've been doing it for a decade. You don't even drink the water, it just goes to waste, but it's the fear of the change that you've got to learn to embrace. At 17, you're not interested in the thing, you understand the appeal, but to be honest, it doesn't bother you. I'd be interested to see how or if that's changed. It's probably had a bigger impact than you expected. I feel like I could end this with some life moves pretty fast bullshit, but I feel like a much more fitting end would be me just kicking you out, so go and do something with your life. Fuck off.